Hey folks, welcome back to Failure Retirement. So yeah, you can see the new lawn. If you haven't seen the video on that already, go back and have a look. It's looking pretty good, just mowed it for the second time. Anyway, my son, he got into a kind of a toy truck honey hole here, and he hooked the old man up with some good stuff. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I got. So here we go. And this is my part of it, fellas. Like, this doesn't include his share. He got 8 trucks or something himself. He got the cream of the crop because he went there first. I saw the ad on Marketplace, but I was a little sketched out by it. He saw the ad. He contacted the folks and went and checked it out. It's kind of an estate sale situation. Pretty much a guy just like me, evidently. Toy hoarder, I'll just say. He passed away a couple years ago. And my son got there first, got some really nice Smith Millers, really cool Tonka. And then we went back together. He got some more stuff, and I got this. So got a really fair deal, I think. Really good deal, honestly. There's a lot here, so I'm going to stop the video and spread them out a little bit, and we'll dig into it. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to start with the Nylon because I think there was the most Nylon out of the part that I got. So I'm going to start with this little U-Haul trailer. Pretty happy to have it because I got that U-Haul pickup several months ago. Didn't have a trailer. This, I believe, is the right trailer for the pickup. So this guy that owned this stuff, he evidently was a bit of a tinkerer, kind of like Failure, because I don't know if you can see it, but those wheels and tires, they say Structo. So he has swapped those out. I noticed that immediately, that had S on the hubcap instead of the Ford that I was hoping it would have. But that's okay. They look fine on there. I don't have an extra set of nylon right now. So for now, those will stay on there. Just got to kind of clean it up a little bit. It's, I think, a little rougher than the truck, but not a lot. So I think they'll be good together once it's cleaned up. So happy to have that. And then I got this little nylon wheel dozer. I don't remember what they called these, honestly, but I never had one before, and I'm starting to get more and more nylon construction toys from the same era. And that was in there. Kind of had my eye out for one for a while, so why not? Then I'm actually really pretty happy about this because this is a little nylon like box van modeled after the mid 1960s Ford trucks. So this is the first Ford cab I have from that era. It's obviously been repainted, but these, honestly, guys, make really, really cool customs. So that should be a fun upcoming project. I don't know just when, because Failure's got a lot of these projects on his plate right now. And then the other thing is, it was missing the doors, and we found this little bag, and what do you know? Brand new doors. So that's cool. And then I'm actually super, super happy about this. This little missile loader truck. I think it's the Baker missile loader. I saw one of these online the first time a few years ago. I don't recall seeing one before that. They're just so like weird that, of course, it's a thing I like. Pretty sure that's the correct missile. It doesn't have the little platform that the missile sits on, but I cannot wait to get this all working because these forks go up and down. They slide in and out. So a guy could actually, load up that little platform and move it. The wheels steer. Like, it's a really cool truck. It just, it has that kind of neat narrow cab, and it's got all these little cranks to move things. It's just, I'm super happy to have found that and to find one with the missile, because I don't think there's very many with the missile, honestly. I mostly see them without. And I always figured I'd find one without and I'd just get me a tester's rocket or something and make do. But this one, honestly, had the missile. And then right there with the missile truck was this little Texaco Ford Econoline van. I'm not a big Econoline guy, but I think the toys are kind of funny and kind of cool that it says Ford on the front, Ford on the hubcaps. Just like the other Nylants from this era, doors open. It's just a pretty cool deal. They had a lot of detail to them that I never appreciated till recently. And then in the back, I think they call this the Turna Hauler, kind of a low boy deal that's tractor powered for, I believe, probably originally. These are modeled after the real thing from Laterno. So I think they were used mostly for hauling construction equipment off-road, like tracked equipment and stuff. You could just move faster with this probably. And then finally, we got the Turner Rocker. This again is a Nylint, Laterno. Nylint had a licensing agreement with Laterno to put their name. You can see them here. Actually, this one is probably a lot easier to read. So they had a licensing agreement. They were really modeled, honestly, after the real thing, which is always kind of cool. I have I think it's called the Turn a Hopper. It's like a belly dump. And there was one of those in this group too. And I grabbed it and put it in the pile because I already have one, but I knew that my son didn't. And then we got home and he's like, okay, yeah, like you grabbed that, whatever. And I was like, no, dude, I got that for you because you don't have one and I do. And if he didn't want it, I'd have kept it, but I had a good one. So then along with all this stuff was quite a few new parts. So there's 4 brand new hubcaps and 2 exhaust stacks. There was actually 3, but my son's Turn a Hopper or whatever it is, also missing the stack. So I obviously need 2 here and he needed 1. So he kept the other one. All right. I'll go ahead and do this a little more. I may end up splitting this into 2 videos. We'll see how it goes. Hang on, I'll get the other stuff out. All right, folks. Failure only got 2 Smith Millers out of this deal. Always happy to add another Smith Miller to the group. So kind of happy about this one. It's a fire truck cab on a long wheelbase chassis. So just parts, really. That cab doesn't belong on that chassis. So whether I end up using that cab in a fire truck later on, or just use the cab and repaint it and use the chassis and do some kind of custom, not really sure yet. It's an early chassis because it doesn't have the braces on the bumper and it has the longer fuel tanks. So I was happy to have a chassis in great condition. In fact, just now thought of this, I will probably swap this chassis onto a little crane truck that I've been building for about 2 years because it has a broken bumper. So yeah, I'm most likely going to swap this chassis onto that. and I'll use this cab and that chassis for some future project. Also in the bundle here was this rear frame section off of a Mac, and so who knows what will happen there. And then I got another GMC cab over with the mobile tanker. This overall is in a lot better shape than the tanker in particular is in a lot better shape than my other one that I just kind of built up out of my junkyard. That tanker is way rustier than this one. They both have the good hoses. So if you open this door, I don't know if you can see, but there's two hoses in there that are spring loaded. You can pull out a little bit. So both of them have that. This, of course, has a broken bumper on both sides. So, it's a common thing. So I don't get too bothered by it. I will probably just try to bring this paint on this cab back around. I feel like the tanker's already been done. It's pretty shiny. So I'll probably just try to shine this red paint up and just leave them together. I don't know that they were always together, but at least that's the right cab for the tanker, which I don't even have for my other one. And then finally, and I'll end the video after this because this video is just going to be long enough. This Dopke unit crane was also in the mix. I just snagged it up because I knew I was going to get it for next to nothing. It's missing everything that unit cranes are commonly missing. The outriggers, the boom, all of that. It is a first year version with the thumb wheel here. So that makes it a 1949. That thumb wheel rotates the cab. So that makes it a 1949 unit crane. I don't know, I already have one junk unit crane, but I do kind of have an idea where this might end up. But that's probably a project for a really, really cold, wet winter. I don't have all the parts for it yet. Anyway, you never know when those parts are going to appear. You never know when old failure might get motivated to actually do something. It's hard to tell. That's all day to day. But I'll go ahead and make a second video with the Tonkas. I think that's all I got left here. The Tonkas that came in this honey hole. So if you have any questions, drop a comment. As always, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And we'll see you next time on Failure Retirement. Have a good day.